Live from the planet Earth in the never-ending zombie apocalypse. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles live. Who's excited about today's show, huh? Yes, this is going to be great. Very excited about today's show. Did a lot of homework. What's up, Flora? What's going on? Good to see everybody around the world. What's up, Michelle? What's going on in Queens, huh? What's happening? Norway in the house. Good to see the gang here, you know? Yes. All right. The snow show. Yes. If you saw my Instagram story today, it is snowing. It is Super Bowl Sunday today. If this is something that resonates for you, the show's going to be over. You know, we'll be done at the usual time. You know, 5:15, 5:30, the latest. You know, yeah. Joe Ramini, come on now. Joe Ramini of the Texas Silver Rush, Vinny Stigma's cousin. What's up, Joe? Hope you're well, bro, and thank you so much for your support, man. Volt in London, what do you say, buddy? How are you? There you go. Everybody else. Steen in Denmark. That's right. The Metal Queen is in the house. I got a good feeling about today's show. I really do. Yo, what's up, Governor? One of my favorite DJs, Frankie Too Far, a.k.a. the Governor. Marla, how are you? How's everybody? Belgium's in the house where we can get started, right? This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Chacho's Tacos, Generation Records, 126 Hardcore Clothing. There you go. The gang's all here. What's up with this guy, huh? Yes, that's right. Heavy metal never dies. Cheers from Cologne, Germany. All right, good. Good. Hey, lots of Germans in the house today, huh? We got your girl on. We got your girl on the show today. Yep. Yo, Gary G Man representing Hamburg, Germany. We love Gary G Man. If you don't know, Gary's playing in the Tina Turner Review down on the Reeperbahn in Germany. So in Hamburg, my kind of town. What's happening in Vegas, Jeff? Come on, bro. Come on. That's right. Hamburg in the house. Yes, it was great to see you last week. Hey, I mean, come on. Is this a party or what?
This is a party.
Woo. I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. You know?
Exciting day.
I'm excited about
I really don't follow football. I only just learned who was in the Super Bowl yesterday. So, not interesting.
Stelios from Greece checking in. Yo, we were talking about Greece in the pre-show.
Yeah.
About how Greece loves metal, you know?
Got my Up the Hammer shirt on from Athens.
Oh, is that the Athens Festival?
Yep.
Yo, people in Greece just go nuts for metal, man. Ray Hogan, come on now. It's okay.
What's up, Ray?
Kajewski. All right. There you go. Let's see. Photo of the day. You know, we decided that, you know, we're gonna talk about, I know, let me clear the deck. What the heck? I know you guys played last night, and we've opted to kind of talk about this event that went down last night, which was a benefit for our good friend, one of my oldest friends in the hardcore scene, Mr. Roger Moret. Now, you guys played last night, right?
Yeah, it was an honor. It was really a lot of fun, and what wasn't fun was looking for parking, but
oh, I know that place. It's like, forget it, right?
My God. But it was great. It felt like we had taken over like an abandoned bar. You know what I mean? Like the whole place was it was dark as hell, you know, but it was loud.
It's a funky place for a show, man.
It's pretty gritty. You know,
Flora was there?
It was really a lot of fun. And we went on about 4:00 We had a good turnout for 4 o'clock, I'll say. So
here's a shot from, wait, what's going on here? Hold on. Here's a shot from outside the place. I guess this is, that's Rob Kabula.
Oh, yeah.
Who played on Victim in Pain and the Cause for, Agnostic Front alumni, Rob Kabula. Who's that next to him? Is he in Dead Blow Hammer?
He's definitely in that camp.
Right.
I'm having a brain freeze right now. I apologize. But
Corona Queens. Yep.
It was a lot of fun. It really was. And everybody hanging outside, and I saw a really interesting array of bands. Like the first band was sort of metallic, really technical, and then there was us, and then there was a band called Yatra. Hey, Steve Gallo.
Steve Gallo, another Agnostic Front alumni.
Oh,
Steve Gallo is just the Mac, isn't he? Steve Gallo Mac's hard. Look at that.
Yeah.
Like steady pimping with Steve Gallo, man. Go. I like Steve, man.
Yeah, Fire is Murder. I mean, they everybody really, you know what? It was just a really excellent day for a good cause. In fact, I got my puzzle right behind me, my limited edition Agnostic Front puzzle.
Are you puzzled?
I am puzzled. I am puzzled no more because it's right there behind me.
I'm not puzzled anymore.
And
Howie Abrams, if you're watching the show, come pick up your friggin' puzzle from me, bro. This isn't a way station. You asked me to get your friggin' puzzle. I get your friggin' puzzle, and it's sitting in my friggin' house. Come and get it, for Christ's sake. What do you think I'm doing here?
It's great that everybody really, came through for Roger, and just like, I mean, it's a shame that people have to deal with these kind of things and the cost of medical and all that. But you know what? Everybody's pitching in for a good cause. And, I think about like when bands that have been a part of our lives all this time, you almost feel like, well, it's a no-brainer. Like what you guys have given us, it's only fair that we step up for you.
Listen, in the world we live in, there's a lot of, we got to help this person. We got to help that person. And of course, within the community, Roger Moret transcends all that.
Yeah.
Roger Moret is one of the greatest, of all time. He's a great guy. He's done so much for so many people. Like if there's anybody that deserves benefit after benefit, it's Roger Moret, man. He's, I hope he weathers the storm and gets back out there, because he's a beloved character around the world.
For sure.
Yes, as far as I know, Roger's getting better. Yes, this is true. Yep. Yeah,
there was actually a really good. He spoke to Hoya recently on his podcast,
right,
and really opened up about it.
Spoken Word Podcast just did a episode with Roger, and he talks about it. So, hey, while you're here, let's do the next couple of shows and the next 4 shows. Speaking of Roger, speaking of Hoya, speaking of Madball, a week from today, there is no show on Wednesday. I'm going down to Florida to see Arnie, and maybe I'll probably do a Patreon show from down there. But a week from today is Mike Gurnari from Madball and formerly Strength of Numbers. And then Sunday, February 27th, is the Gallery East 40th anniversary, early Boston hardcore. I was a part of this thing. Lots of pictures. That's going to be a really great show. Wednesday, March 2nd. Come on now. One of my favorite bands, Rebel Manic. We got Creature coming on the show. And then, while we're at it, Sunday, March 6th, Jake from the Casualties is coming on the show. So
nice.
Lots of good stuff coming up. And you know what? Let's announce a show.
Yeah.
While we're here. Let's hit him between the eyes with here you go. Action, we want action. ACT, ION. All right. Wednesday, March 23rd. Come on now. clank your chains and count your change. Rick Agnew from the Adolescents and Christian Death is coming on the show.
Nice.
So come on, don't be scared. Take my hand. Here we go. Rick Agnew, you know? So there you go. That's a good one, right? Now, if anybody knows Rick Agnew, you know, I hear he's a little flaky. So if anyone knows him, reach
Remind
out
him.
and be like, yo, I saw you coming on, you know what I'm saying? Hey, relax a second, Steph. Can I do my show a little bit first? There's a format here, bro.
Yeah.
There's a format to this. All right.
Hey, I gotta say, I like the addition to the wall back there, by the way.
Oh, right. You know what? That was given. Craig Holloway made that. Yeah, that's a nice plaque made by Craig Holloway.
That's awesome.
I look a little goofy in it. Everyone looks good but me. I'm like, ugh. But listen, that's a fantastic gift from someone that loves the show. And
that's awesome. It really is.
Yeah, really appreciate it, you know? Yep. All right, brother.
Yeah, we're excited as you are, man. We want to see Doro too.
You know, horns up.
That's it.
All right, I'll see you in a bit, bro.
You got it. I'll be right here.
All right. There you go. The Hardcore Shutter Bug. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Chacho's Tacos, Generation Records, and 126 Hardcore Clothing. New York Hardcore Comics opened back in 2013 when lifelong friends Diguito Pro and Lee Fairley combined their collections and obsessions. Where'd this come from? Come on now. New York Hardcore Comics opened in 2013, selling comic books, punk rock, and hardcore memorabilia, toys, statues, skateboard decks, vinyl, and all things horror. We love helping bands push their demos and new tracks, so please stop by and drop off your new music. We have in-store events like Magic the Gathering and Warhammer tournaments, plus meet and greets with bands and some live performances. Open 7 days a week and shipping worldwide. Find us online through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and eBay. Located at 117 Main Street, lovely Dobbs Ferry, New York. www.newyorkhardcorecomics.com. Come on now, Chacho's Tacos, located in Corpus Christi, Texas. Chacho's Tacos opened their doors in 2001, home of the almighty Chacho's Taco. They cook up an incredible home-style Tex-Mex food, and this month they're celebrating their 21st anniversary. They've been supporting underground music since the beginning. In their own words, we ain't stopping anytime soon. Touring bands that come Corpus Christi swing by and get a home-cooked meal at Chacho's Tacos. We got you. The underground scene will never die. Please follow us on Facebook or on Instagram. Last but not least, before we bring our guest on, the Texas Silver Rush is a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. Goddamn electric. They specialize in working with musicians in all music genres to design and create unique one-off pieces, as well as style them for stage, album covers, promo photos, and social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rowley, Ringo Starr, and of course, Agnostic Front. During this current, never-ending zombie apocalypse, all information and online sales are being taken at their Facebook and Instagram pages, and of course, www.thetexassilverrush.com. Hey, we're going to bring our guest on, but you know, I was going to start the show with a clip of her performing, but I was afraid whoa, it's like a whole mess. So that said, I'm going to play a little taste of this before we do the intro. I'm not going to get into the music. I don't want to get it flagged, but let's get a little flavor.
Are you ready to sing? All we. Whoa! Are you guys ready on the right side? Perfect. Are you guys ready on the left side? Are you guys ready in the back? Are you guys ready over here?
Today's guest is a German heavy metal singer whose contribution to music and culture has made her a global figure for over 3 decades. In her incredibly prolific career, she has released 17 studio albums and has continuously toured around the world. She is known for her work with the band Warlock and, of course, as a solo artist. Please welcome, coming at us from Dusseldorf, Germany, in the fatherland, and we are absolutely honored to have her on the show, the metal queen, Miss Doro Pesch. Hey!
Hey guys! Wow, thank you so much, Drew. Wow, that was such a great introduction. Oh,
I'm
man.
so excited to have you on the show.
I'm excited to be here, and it's always awesome, New York. You know, I love so much.
Do you you love New York, don't you?
Yes. I came to New York 1986, 87 for 3 days, just a little promotion tour. And then after 2 days, I knew I want to stay. And then I stayed for many, many years. And then, you know, and then I went to Long Island. And
Can I show you my favorite picture that you sent me?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Oh yeah.
This is a great picture. This is a really, you know, this picture, you know, just being a native New Yorker, you know, and just, you know, the Twin Towers. This really touched me, this picture, you know.
Oh man, yeah, it was. Oh God, when I saw New York, I knew I feel at home, you know. Even I'm from Germany, but I always wanted to go to America. Always was a dream of mine, even when I was 2-3 years old. And then when I came to New York, I thought, that's it. And we did actually this record, what you just played. It was one of our biggest songs, All We Are. And we did this album, Triumph and Agony, in New York. And oh my God, it was unbelievable. I couldn't even speak English, but we did a great album. It was like, you know, learning by doing.
What's the latest? How you doing? What's like? I know you guys just got something out. Like, what's been going on since? How you been keeping busy since this thing?
Yeah, we celebrated 35 years of the Triumph and Agony album, and what you just saw, it was like the DVD, and it's like, you know, I'm still vinyl lover, of course, and that's Triumph and Agony live, and we're just working on a new album, which will come out next year. And yeah, and I'm doing all kinds of stuff and touring and doing festivals wherever we can tour now. Last 1.5 years were tough.
Have you played like during this thing? Like, have you played like sporadically?
Yeah. We played all kinds of weird stuff.
You did a drive-in thing, right?
Drive-in, and I tell you, you know, many people said I would never do it, but it was great. People, they were like, you know, headbanging, you know, they were shaking their cars when they had to sit in their cars. Every concert was different, but it was awesome. I had a great time. The band.
Where was that?
Fun. It was actually in Germany, and we did a couple of festivals around the world. And and then we did some beach chair open air, so people had like little beach chairs. It was totally safe, but the atmosphere was always awesome, and we could keep it going. You know, the band, everybody was like, you know. So I think that was the most important thing, and the fans were awesome. We had awesome time.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's open up the new record here. Hold on.
With your metalheads, rock fans. Yeah, this is the new album, Triumph and Agony Live. I just got it, and I think it looks awesome. This is like that, and then here you see, it's marbled.
The marbled vinyl, huh?
Yeah. I love vinyl, and even, you know, we even have cassettes. Like, you know, there's a little cassette.
Yes,
I like old school shit.
I see. That's coming up. You pull out the
marbled, and yeah, this is the box set with the action figure, and of course CD and Blu-ray, and this is the box set with the cassette.
There it is, the cassette.
Patches, all old school.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for collectors, you know, and Blu-ray and CD. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Oh man, that was great. Oh, I love it.
I like the figure, the action figure.
Me too.
That's
Sometimes
awesome.
I painted it myself, and it came out pretty nice. But some other people did paint it, and yeah, it was a little bit too much makeup sometimes. But I think the Warlock looked good, and I always want to have an action figure. So some fans love it, some fans hate it, but it's a good collector's item. And
now you put this out. That release is on Rare Diamonds. That's your imprint, right? Tell us about it.
Yes. I formed my own record label a few years ago because I got so many records back, like the rights to the records back.
Yeah.
Then I thought, well, it's sometimes people want to have it, or record companies want to have it, and then they don't do anything with it. So I thought, I want to put it out in in shaped vinyl, colored vinyl, and then we formed a record label, and I can always do some little special things on the side, like best ofs or Triumph and Agony Live, which a normal regular company wouldn't even be interested, but the diehard fans, they love that stuff.
That's right. So let's get into it a little bit. How did you come up? Did you grow up in a musical household? How did music come into your life?
My dad, he was a truck driver, and I loved my dad. He was super cool. Awesome. He loved music. He could play piano and sing great. He was like a natural. Yeah, and then I was always in the truck since I was a baby, and I always wanted to be on the road. And then I had to go to school, and it was the shock of my life. Not even being in the truck and going to every city, different countries. Yeah, and then I thought I want to become a musician. And my first experience was actually I had a little 7-inch, and it was Little Richard, Lucille. And I listened to it, I think, 100,000 times, and I thought, I want to be a singer.
Did you get any musical training? Did you?
Drew, later on, I have to tell you that story. I had my first band when I was 15. It was Snakebite and Beast and Attack. And
we'll get to that.
And then we had some first interviews, and everybody was asking me, "Hey, did you study music? Did you get singing lessons, vocal lessons?" And I said no, and it got on my nerves, and I thought I got to do it. So I had very expensive vocal lessons. It was like this American, she was an older lady. She didn't like heavy metal, so she always wanted to tell me that's bad stuff, that's evil. But I learned stuff from her, and then after a while, people said, "Hey, Doro, you're singing like really weird. What's up?" And then after 2 years, I said, "Well, I'm taking vocal lessons." I spent I don't know how much dollars on it. And everybody said, "You sounded much better before. Can't you sing like you did sing before?" Yep. And I said, "Really? Are you guys sure?" And then I thought, okay. So I can tell you, yes, I got training, I got vocal lessons, but I think for rock and metal, you should sing, whatever you feel, and should come natural. So I think you don't really need it.
Absolutely. That happens sometimes. I have a friend that went to art school. And the teacher, they looked at her stuff and said, "You know what? You shouldn't be here. You should be unique and do your thing." Yeah, because a lot of times what they do is they try to conform you, and mold you. Yeah.
But I did, Drew. Yeah, I can. Well, I did.
Eventually, you did. Eventually. So I guess, growing up with your dad, and that's awesome that he was a truck driver, and I'm sure that developed your love for being on the road, right?
Yes. And I tell you, I think I have good stamina, because sometimes it was so hard. Sometimes I had to drive into some factories where like little kids and women weren't allowed. So my mom and me, we had to wait outside, outside of this huge factory. And then my dad said, "Hey, just wait here. I will be back in 2 hours, don't worry." Okay. After 2 hours, I started to get hungry, freezing. I want to take a piss. And then I said, "Mom, when is he coming back?" So after 5 hours, I was like, really like,
wow.
Listen, you just had to stand there. You couldn't sit anywhere. It was right outside. So sometimes we had to wait 10 hours in the rain, in the cold.
Wow.
When my dad came back after 10 hours, he said, "Sorry, guys, there were like 50, trucks in front of me, and there was a problem." So sometimes I had to wait like 10 hours just standing up. And I tell you, it didn't hurt me. I think it made me feel like, yeah, I can do anything. So if
That's
there's a tough gig or long travel, or I don't care. Everybody else complains, but I'm cool. I know it can be well.
Did you grow up in Dusseldorf?
Yes, but well, actually, in Düsseldorf we had our little apartment, but we traveled all over. So Düsseldorf was actually where we just went to sleep if we could get some sleep. We was working day and night.
I know that. Didn't you have a health scare as a young person?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I was like about 15, and I became a graphic artist. And hi, Michael. and then suddenly I lost a lot of weight, which sometimes girls think that's really cool. And then I felt something was wrong, so I went to the hospital many times, to doctors, and everybody thought she's just like making it up. And my parents were really worried, and I was in pain, and nobody knew what was going on. And then suddenly it was really bad. They almost detected it too late. I had lung tuberculosis in the end stadium, and I almost died. And then for 1 year, I was in many hospitals, and I thought,
so young to get that.
I tell you, it was terrible. And the hospital, that was more like a jail, because the most brutal person, she was the boss, and I was the youngest, and I had to go. I mean, to do stuff, it was unbelievable. So, but I survived. I was one of the only people who survived. And then 2 weeks later, I had my first band, and that was Snakebite. I don't know, maybe it was meant to be. Maybe God had mercy.
Where's let me find my great Snakebite. I love. You know what show?
The black and white pig.
No, this one, I friggin' love this shot. It reminds me so much of some of these hardcore photos, because everybody's a kid. It's all kids.
Yeah, they're all sitting down, and it's like more hippie. And this guy, his name was Thomas. He had short hair. He was too big. He had a mustache, so he had to leave the band after our first gig.
Why? Because he was too big.
And he was too big, he had a mustache, and he had short hair. And back then, everyone had long hair. That was what metal was all about. It was in 82. And he was very understanding. And he was a little bit too old. I think he was 2 years older, but we felt too tall.
2 years back then is like, it's...
Absolutely. Yeah. So that was one of the only gigs with him. And then we got other people in the band. And that was actually our first Warlock gig we ever did.
Now, Snakebite came first, and then it sort of developed into Warlock?
Yes, actually, Snakebite, I started in 1980. And then we had another band, Beast, then Attack, and then Warlock. But usually it was all the same people. And people, they left, they came back, sometimes people had to go to jail, so they didn't come back. And it was like, that was my first gig with Snakebite. That was my very first band.
Wow. How old are you here? How old are you?
I think I was 16.
Wow.
And my guitar player, he was 14, 15. And the bass player, he joined Warlock later. And we did one gig, my first show. Actually, I think that one was my second show, but the first show was in a punk club. And the promoter, he said, "Hey, you guys want to do a show?" And I said, "We never did a show. What shall we do?" He said, "You do exactly what you're doing here in your rehearsal room." I said, "Okay." So we went to go to the club, and then there were 35 heavy metal people there, like all our friends, and about 120 punks. And then we started playing. And there was one punk. He was really mean. He was not in a good mood. And he pointed the gun at me the whole time. And he was like so drunk, drinking more. One had the gun, the other thing, some, whatever, whiskey. And, he looked really aggressive and mean. He didn't like me. And he pointing the gun. I thought, man, that's pretty disturbing. And then one time he was passing out because he was so drunk. And then our heavy metal guys, they got the gun. It was almost like a celebration. They said, "Hey, Doro, here, that's the gun, and it's loaded." I said, "Oh, wow, thank you so much, man. That's awesome." So I put the gun away. We played some more songs, and then the punks, they didn't like heavy metal. So They came on stage, destroyed all the instruments, like beat up the drum set, the guitars, everything. We were hiding behind our Marshall amps. And then after 10 minutes, they were done. They were fed up with doing it. And I said, okay, now continue, play. And we said, well, there's everything destroyed. But the guitar player had one string left. The drummer had the snare left. And I sang.
Wow.
That was my first gig. And I thought, wow, that's how it is doing a concert. I thought every concert would be like it, but that was just the most.
Let me ask you, we did a jump there. Who influenced you early on as a singer? Like who were your influences early on?
Actually, I loved Rob Halford, Ronnie James Dio, David Coverdale, Lemmy, everybody. And there weren't so many women, so I never heard a woman sing. So, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Right. And actually, we just did what we did. And in the beginning, I didn't even know that it was called heavy metal. In 1980, some fans, they were hanging out and said, what are you guys doing? Are you a metal band? We thought, oh, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yeah. I guess we're
that's what we are. We're a metal band.
Yeah. And then it was the time when metal became big and bigger and bigger. And then we had our first album out in 1983, Burning the Witches. And then I thought I want to go to America right away, but I had to wait many, many more years for that.
I have one more here, an early shot here. Hello. There you go.
Yeah, that's me going to the rehearsal room
with your Warlock shirt on and everything, right?
Of course. Yeah, and I did all the shirts because I was a graphic artist, and and I just got my license, so I picked everybody up, and drove everybody home, never sleeping, never. And then doing the first gigs, even in foreign countries, and it
was that the backup plan? Was that the backup plan in case all else failed? You'd be a graphic designer?
No, actually, we had no plan, and we didn't even want to make it big. It was just like we had so much fun doing music. It was never about becoming successful or famous. It happened, and then I gave up the job when we had our tour with Judas Priest. When I told you Rob Halford was a big inspiration, in 1986, we played one festival. It was in England, Monsters of Rock Festival in Castle Donington. And that was one of the biggest festivals at that time. And then we did pretty good, 80,000 people there going crazy. And then we came off stage and somebody said, hey, you guys, I think the fans liked you guys. You want to go on tour with Judas Priest? And it was in 1986. And I tell you, a dream came true. And 87 was the tour with Ronnie James Dio. So I couldn't ask for more. Yeah, that was on the Judas Priest tour. That was the one. And
Yeah. That's 1986 on tour with Judas Priest. That's
oh,
great.
Man. It was, Priest and Maiden, they were the biggest bands, and, and getting that chance, and it was so nice to us. It was so cool. And Dio as well, and this I never forget it. And
Hey, we were talking before about tattoos, and I asked you if you have any tattoos, and you really cracked me up. You tell me about you got your first tattoo at 10 years old. Tell us about that. That's funny.
Yes, actually, of course, I wanted to become a tattoo artist. So all my friends, my boyfriends, girlfriends, everybody had to get a tattoo. And everybody was totally excited, So I did it, a little needle. Of course, everybody got a blood infection, which that was the most fun, And then one time I thought, man, we should do it even better, And my best girlfriend, her name was Angie. And I said, how about we do blood brothership? We saw them, on TV. Eventually, and then she said, okay, let's do it. So I had a razor blade and I wanted to put it in my arm, and then we thought, you know what, we close our eyes, and then I gave the razor blade to my friend, and she put it in the arm, and then it got stuck, and that's that little thing here, the scar. And then she didn't take it out, and then it was there, and we both thought, oh my God. And because she was so nervous, she put it in so deep, and I thought, oh my God. So it was bleeding, I was almost fainting. I thought, oh my God. And then we went to the hospital, and I had to explain to the doctor what happened. I said, yeah, this razor blade, it came from above, it fell on my arm. He said, yeah. few kids, you
Yeah,
know,
you-
and then,
yeah.
I got stitches and I got a blood infection. And then all the parents in that school, they put an end to that because they said, that it's
you
one
crazy
more time.
Germans.
Yeah, kids. I always thought
Yeah.
I was grown up, even when I was 3 years old. I thought I was a grown up, so I never thought I was a kid, but
Yeah.
in my mind,
Here's a question from Real Herman. Doro, is that rehearsal at Rondeferstrasse 77?
Yes, the picture where I wear the Warlock T-shirt and the white belt. Yeah, that's Ronsdorfer Straße. It was a big rehearsal room complex.
Is that where all the kids are sitting? That picture?
And no, that was our first gig. It was called
the one where you're wearing the Warlock T-shirt.
Yes, that's our rehearsal room, Ronsdorfer Straße, and I loved it. Sometimes we were living in that room. There were no toilets, nothing, no running water, no heat, always moldy, always wet, and but we loved it. And
yes,
and now many bands are rehearsing there. I think 300-400 bands still. It's
still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, sometimes I go there, and it's still there.
So let's talk a little bit about Warlock and when things really got rolling for you. Yes. Which I know Snakebite. I guess there was Beast Attack, and then how did you come into Warlock, and how did things get rolling?
Yeah, actually, I went to New York for this promotion tour on our third album that was called Truest Deal, and then I wanted to have an American manager, and nobody could speak English. The whole band, just a little tiny bit. So we had to actually, we were searching for somebody, and then we had somebody who was great. He is American citizen, but he came from Switzerland, so he could speak German and French and all that good stuff. And then he said, Doro, you should, check out the New York scene and stuff. And he introduced me to somebody. His name is Joey Ballin, and he was a musician. He played in the Z Boys. That was his band. And he showed me the whole club scene in New York, like, Cat Club and all the record stores. And it was awesome. And then it was 1 o'clock. And he said, so you want to see some more clubs? And then I said, yeah, or shall we do something else? And then we said, hey, how about we write a song? And then we went to Joey's place. He lived on 10th Street. And I told him about Europe and stuff, and my first promotion tour in an former Eastern country. It was to Hungary. I wanted to promote the Burning the Witches album with my former manager, and we had the whole truck full of records, vinyl. And then
didn't you play New York? Didn't you play the Cat Club before that?
No. After
this was after.
That was after. Yeah,
okay,
the first time I was in New York just promoting.
I got it. Okay, go on. I got it.
Yeah, and then I told Joey about how crazy it is in former Eastern Europe, and then I said we want to do promotion, Burning the Witches, and then all the guys at the border, they took away the records because they thought it's pornography. It was a painting, like a comic painting. There was a naked woman tied to a candle, and then the Warlock, which is that the magician, he was lighting the candle. It was pretty nice, and then the guys at the border said it's all pornography. They almost
this is True as Steel.
And no, that was Burning the Witches. Burning the Witches was our first album, and I told Joey about that story. To make a long story short, we went to Hungary with no records, no promotion done, and it was different times back then in the early 80s.
Oh,
and
here it is. I got it.
About it, and he said, that's very interesting. And then, and then we wrote our first song that's called East Meets West. When it's East Meets West, there's going to be a hell of a mess. And we recorded it on a little Walkman, and then I went to Alex Grove, that was the manager's name. And I said, hey, I think we wrote a great song. And he said, that's awesome. You guys should do more. And then in between a couple of days, we did 3 songs. And I thought, that's the best we ever did. And then the record company guys came over. We did some nice demos in the Power Station studio. I didn't know that it was the best, the most expensive studio in the world. But we did great demos, and great people played on it. Sterling, who went to play
Yeah.
with Duran Duran. Then
Yes,
like
of course.
super, and Skylar, he was the bass player,
Yeah.
and Tommy Bowen. That was
Wait, didn't Cozy Powell played on it too, right?
yes, he played on the record when we really recorded the record.
I
Like
see,
after the
I see.
demos, the record company guys flew over from Europe, and I said,
And Sterling Campbell played on that. Sterling
Yes.
Campbell.
Sterling Campbell played on it, and yeah, Cozy Powell played on the Triumph and Agony, and so many great people. And Tommy Bowen, he was a friend of Joey's, and he was a wild guitar player. We're still friends. He played on the Triumph and Agony live. Yeah, and then suddenly we had this album, Triumph and Agony, and it was the right time, right place, 1987. And then we got the tour with Ronnie James Dio in Europe and Megadeth in the States. And then it became,
you know, I got to tell you, I have to tell you a quick Joseph Baldessari story, right? This is interesting because you know, I directed the Alago, the Who the Fuck Is That Guy, the Fabulous.
Yes, great. And Michael,
so
great guy.
I'm out with Michael Alago, and we're in the Village, and we go to this clothing store, and he introduces me to the guy, and I'm talking to the guy, and we're talking about all kinds of stuff, and I see he has all this rock stuff around. He's got great clothing in the store, and we walk up, we go outside, and I think to myself, I go, wait a second, Joey Balin, why is that so familiar to me? And I remembered that it came back to me, and this is going to make you laugh. In 1985. You know, I'm a big fan of sort of San Francisco psychedelic, you know, music. And one of the bands I love was Jefferson Airplane, and the guitar player was Jorma Kaukonen. And he's a ragtime blues guitar player. And I've seen him play many times. He actually inspired this new film that I'm doing. So in 1985, we went on a boat cruise around Manhattan where Jorma was playing. Right. And he had this other guy playing with him that day. And this is a picture that I took. Right. Here's a picture of Jorma on the right with Joey Balin playing guitar with him. And so I turned right around. I went back in the store and I said, I saw you fucking play with Jorma on the boat in 1985. And he was like, wow. And then, you know, when I was doing my homework for our show here, I was like, he produced all that stuff? What? So it was a great, and here's just a reference shot. Here's a shot of me and my brother on the same roll of film from 1985. So there you go. I'm just starting to grow my hair long in 1984 or 85. But so I was really pleasantly blown away when I started doing my homework for the show and saw that Joey produced Triumph and Agony. And then that record went gold in Germany for you. And I'm assuming he continued to work with the band after that, correct?
Yes, yeah. I think it went gold all over the world. But back then there was like, I never got the gold records of the American record company, and you know you couldn't get like the sound scan. But he did one more record, a Force Majeure record, and we're still writing songs together. We're still writing together, and we're still great friends. And then actually he moved to Germany for a couple of years. That was my first video shoot in LA for the All We Are video. And the producer was just explaining to me how to headbang on a car. And then the car would blow up. And it was like, I felt like being in a Steven Spielberg movie. Coming from Germany, little tiny videos we did before. And then it was a big production, 200 people.
And that video, I know that video was shot in the Los Angeles, in the aqueduct, right?
LA River Basin where Terminator 2 was filmed.
Yeah, that's right. Where they chased. Yeah, right. John Connor. Yes.
And Joey was actually the one who recut the video because we thought the first cut was okay, but it could be even better. And then he was there, so he was a big part of all
That's awesome stuff. That's awesome, and that you're still friends with him and you're in touch with him. Yes. Tell us a little bit about this tour.
Oh yeah, that was my first big America tour. It was like in '88, and and actually it was Megadeth, Warlock, and Sanctuary. and it was big venues, and we played in New York. What did we play?
I got it right
You
here.
got it. You got
It's
it.
my
Oh, okay.
no, it's my neighborhood. You played in
Oh,
my
really?
you played in my neighborhood. You played the Beacon Theater.
Yes, the Beacon. Yeah, we played
Yeah.
all over the Cat Club, Ritz.
Oh, the Cat Club. The Cat Club was on that same sort of trip.
No, it was actually my first gig in New York after the Triumph and Agony was done. First gig was L'Amour in Brooklyn.
Ah,
and
come
second
on
gig
now.
was Cat Club. And then actually the record company said, okay, let's support that German band a little bit. But actually we had 2 American players by that time, and it was mixed. But but the Cat Club, everybody was there, all the heavy hitters, and we played for our lives.
That's
and
awesome.
Tommy, I always hopped on his shoulders, and probably I ripped out all his hair and stuff, but he didn't care, and we were like going crazy. And then they said, okay, let's support him. And then we hopped on tour with Megadeth. And and then we did many club tours. And then the next tour was like, in 89. And and then many other tours.
Here's a question, without getting too heavy. Tom asks, why is it that you changed the name from Warlock to Doro? But yet some bands I see use it. Yeah, why the change from Warlock to Doro?
Actually, it was not my decision, but we had 2 managers at the time, one American and one from Germany. And, and he was doing the merchandising, and I think he made a lot of money. And then we were doing the second album after Triumph and Agony, the Force Majeure album, and it was a Warlock album. And then suddenly we couldn't use the name Warlock anymore because, he said he owns the right, but he didn't. And then we had to go to court.
One of those deals with the manager, right?
Yes.
Oh, God.
And I went to court for the first time, and being a teenager, I was always like getting very excited very quickly, and and then I told the judge, I was actually screaming. I said, "He's a criminal, he stole our name. It's my name. It's our name." And then the judge, he removed me from the courtroom, and then the name was gone. And I thought, fuck it, we will try again. But to try again, you have to put so much money on the table to pay for a second.
I see.
Hearing.
Yeah.
And then we thought, okay, we will do it anyhow. I don't care. And then we put all the posters up, the records, and then it was pretty bad. So they said, okay, if we see one more poster, you have to pay, I think, about $100,000. And then we had to change the name from Warlock to Doro. It was not my decision, but I thought, okay, let's do it for one record. And then 2 years later, we go back to Warlock. But it took 20 years. I was fighting 20 years to get the name back, to get the rights to the name back. So that's the reason why it was called Doro. I never planned on doing a solo career.
Wow.
It was never in my mind, but you had to. And I always want to do music no matter what. So, but the German manager, I think he got poisoned. A little while ago, a journalist called me. He said, "Hey, Doro, what's up with your German manager?" And I said, "No." He said, "He's dead. He got poisoned in Turkey." And I thought, I don't know if it's true. In Turkey, he split to Turkey, so you could never track him down anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, that picture, it was my birthday, 1985. All the fans came with roses. And it was so, I tell you, I was in tears. It was so.
Oh, that's nice.
All these diehard metalheads, they were singing happy birthday. And it was like, it was so metal. There was so much, love and power.
You're a beloved figure. People really love you, and you love your people. I want to read something that I came up with when I was doing my homework. In the 1980s, the presence of women in rock, and in particular in heavy metal bands, was usually considered by press and fans more for glamour and sexual exploitation than for the musicianship showed. Doro Pesch was one of the few exceptions. Her qualities as vocalist and songwriter in Warlock, her commitment in promoting her music, and her avoidance of posturing as a sex symbol won the respect of a solid fan base in the expanding European and American metal scene of that period. I mean, you sort of managed to stand on your musicianship and on your talent. And was it tough to sort of not get kind of sent down that rabbit hole of, I mean, just looking at like what I know from that era, and I don't want to mention any other names, but they sort of turned like some really cool female musicians into sort of like, really, like a sex thing, and you never felt that way. Was it hard? Did people try to push you that way?
Yeah, people tried, but they had no chance. No, and I always wanted to stay the way I am, like, of course, on stage I want to, like, feel good, like with my little leather pants on, and and the jeans jacket or whatever, leather vest, which is not anymore real leather, it's fake leather now. But but many people tried to change. And then I remember when we did our We Are video in LA, especially the LA scene, the director, we were performing on top of a tour bus. Yeah. And then there were tons of fans around, and the first 10 rows, they were all like almost naked girls and dancing around. And then I told my manager, I don't want that, I don't want to have like, the chicks, like we called them back in the 80s. There was this word bimbo, and they were always in the heavy metal videos.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm sorry to say that. And, we're probably nice ladies, but, it was like, it looked so cheap to me. And I thought, only naked skin. No, that's not good. So I told the manager to tell the director, I want to have the metalheads with the battle vest, and the real diehards, in the first row. And at first, he said, no, it's not commercial. And I said, I give a shit. I don't want to be commercial. I want to be metal, and the metalheads have to be in the first row. So he said, okay. And then all, like the naked girls, they had to step back, and and I was happy. But sometimes, people want to make it more commercial. Of course, they want to sell more records, more radio friendly. Oh God, I hate that word, radio friendly and commercial. And but
is it this Warlock lineup? Was it two American guys in this band?
Actually, this is an older photo from '86, and then the bass player and the guitar player got changed. Tommy Bowl and Tommy Hendrickson, they were the new band members. And Tommy Hendrickson, the bass player, he's now the guitar player in Alice Cooper's band. Tommy is like, and Tommy Bowl still plays with us. And,
is this the same lineup?
No, that's the
later.
new one. Yeah, that's Tommy Bowl and Tommy Hendrickson, like both Tommies on the left and right. And yeah.
In a band with a bunch of dudes.
Yeah. No girl ever tried out. Like when we did auditions, sometimes there were hundreds of people, but there was no girl trying out. So that's why we never had like, female, musicians in the band. There was no other reason. But in the 80s, it was tough to even get like good musicians.
I just saw that. I saw Whitesnake. I forgot her name. She does this
Tanya.
Thing Tanya just got the gig in Whitesnake, right?
She's awesome. That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Another vegan, right?
Yes, another vegan. Yeah, man. I love animals. That's the reason why I became vegan. I love to eat all that other stuff too, but no, for the animals.
When did you know what? Let's let me put my organic grill sponsor up. Let's talk about the vegan thing for a second. How did that come into play? When did that happen for you?
Actually, I think in '98 I started, and I was at first a vegetarian, and then and all my stage clothes, they were like like leather, and then I checked into that it's really, really cool, and then I thought, no, don't want to wear real leather anymore. It's all fake now. And then I thought, like eating animals, that somehow, I don't know, I couldn't, my soul was telling me somehow. And then of course I have many friends here. My friend Jen, he's a vegan for many, many years, and straight edge and all that stuff. Yeah. And, so I got connected with good people. And then I thought, I don't want to be a vegetarian. I want to become vegan, and I feel much better. And that's the latest album too. That's the best.
And none of the outfits are leather anymore.
No, it's all fake leather, and you couldn't tell the difference.
I couldn't.
Wash it. You can put it in the washing machine, and then it smells good, because the whole tour bus after 6 months tour. My God, only the band and the road crew who's living in a tour bus can take it. All the guests or journalists, they come in and say, my God, what's going on? And it's all like the leather, the wet leather. And so and no animals got killed or got harmed.
Oh, Steven says Tommy's. I guess Tommy's from Long Island. Is that right?
Yes, yeah. Tommy Henriksen is from Long Island, and Tommy Boyne, the guitar player, I think he's from Queens, but he lives now in.
Is that right, Steven? He's from Long Island, huh? Is that right, buddy? He's from Long Island?
Yeah, Tommy Henriksen's he's a Long Island boy. In fact, his brother Eugene is a musician as well, and he's still out there.
Okay.
Doing like a Van Halen thing, I'm with the goats, by the way. It's snowing over here.
Wow.
Oh, is that right? He's out there. He's out there with the goats.
Yeah, when I was living in Long Island, I was living in Long Beach, and then when it was snowing, you could never go into the Long Island Railroad, and sometimes I had to go to Manhattan to do something important. Yeah. No way.
Yeah. And I work for the railroad, so you tell them you know me. We'll take care of you.
All right, Steven. I'll see you in a bit. That's the goat. That's the goat update here on the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. But yeah. But you lived out in Long Island for a bit too, huh?
Yeah, actually, when the World Trade Centers got attacked, then I was living in Battery Park City, and the building got.
Wow, you were living in Battery Park City when the buildings came down?
Yes.
Were you there? Were you there when it happened?
No, I was on tour. And it was so shocking. But I was always going to the World Trade Center. There was a little shopping mall, and I always had something to eat. Took the train. And then I couldn't go back into the building anymore. So that was the first time that I lost pretty much all my stuff. And then I thought, okay, I want to move to Long Island. I went to Long Beach, and then Hurricane Irene came, totaled everything. And then we tried to build it up again. And 1 year later, Hurricane Sandy destroyed everything. And
man, you
lost 2 times everything I owned. And
you are a New Yorker. You have achieved New Yorker status, my dear. You are a New Yorker.
Yeah, Drew, thank you. That's the nicest thing you can tell me, because I
you paid your dues. You paid your dues.
Yeah.
God, that is unbelievable. Yeah, right. That's right, Gary G, man. She's a hardcore New Yorker. Doro.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, Gary. Yes.
You've lived in Long Island. You've lived in Battery Park City.
Yeah, and in the village, like on Perry Street and on Charles Street and on 10th Street and on Broadway and oh my God, I still love it so much. And now I have a little place in Florida. But I want to move back to New York.
Oh, well,
of course.
We love you. New York loves you. So you're always.
I love New York. You guys in New York and the New York.
Here's a little something from Karen Fly. She says, "Hi, Doro. Accomplice designed clothing for you in the late 80s and early 90s. Yes. I love that you didn't want to use leather. We did a gorgeous velvet coat for you. Always love your energy. Amazing, talented woman."
Wow. Yes. Oh, man, they did great. Accomplice. I still have it. I still have all that stuff because I have a little place in Germany. And, sometimes when I was traveling, some stuff was in Germany and most of the stuff was in New York. But I still have this coat. And they make many coats and beautiful. So, oh, man, so gorgeous, so powerful. And so nice to get back in touch. Wow.
Yeah. Listen. It's the joy of doing a worldwide internet show. Yes. Everybody shows up here sooner or later.
Yes, super. Yeah, I was always hanging out on 8th Street back then. That was my hang.
Come on now.
8th Street. Yeah. And then I met so many great people.
Yeah.
And oh my God.
Let me do a sponsor. Let's take a sponsor break here. Let me do my sponsors, and we'll come back and we'll do album of the week with Sid the Kid. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See you in a bit. Well, there you have it. Come on now. It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. And our guest today is the Queen of Metal, Doro Pesch. And we're doing what we do. And we're fortunate that we love doing it. And we're fortunate that you're out there watching it. We are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Chacho's Tacos, Generation Records, and 126 Hardcore Clothing. Come on now, our latest sponsor. Coming out of Greece, straight to Berlin, Germany. 126 Hardcore Clothing is a streetwear brand for restless individuals who don't compromise. They're about being positive, spontaneous, and true to yourself. For years, they experimented with several printing methods and materials and collaborated with a large number of designers and illustrators, always giving room for fresh perspectives while retaining the hardcore attitude. They're not an elitist brand aiming to target only the core audiences of punk and hardcore culture itself, but strive to be an open-minded collective. Get in touch with them and ramp up your game. Ramp up your game at www.126clothing.com. Come on now, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, located in Lakewood, Colorado, is the Rocky Mountain headquarters for all things punk, hardcore, and metal. Established in 2014, they have the largest selection of records, CDs, shirts, stickers, patches, and accessories between Chicago and Los Angeles. From the pit to the ditch, they got your back. Get in touch with them at www.chainreactionrecords.com. Before we move on, how about Vlad and our beloved Organic Grill? It's a vegan restaurant located in East Village, New York City at First Avenue. Featured in New York Magazine, New York Times, and the world-renowned Veg News. Their dishes have won numerous awards, including Best Goddamn Veggie Burger. They make their own cheeses, sausages, and burger patties, and every dish on the menu can be made gluten-free. For all you gluten-free motherfuckers. I heard John Joseph moved to Florida. Speaking of Florida, how about that? JJ moved down to Florida. This year, they're celebrating their 21st anniversary, and they're all about having a great time while enjoying amazing, clean food. They have now fully reopened for business and look forward to seeing you. Yes, you. Get in touch with them and order some great food at www.theorganicgrill.com. Want to quickly mention a couple of things. Quickly, upcoming show. You know what? Come on now. Our friend and yours from Ma'afa, Flora's coming on the show Wednesday, March 30th. Hold on. Flora is coming on from Ma'afa and the 1865. Big supporter of the show. Can't wait to have her on. That's Wednesday, March 30th. Also, I want to announce. Yeah, this one's good, man. This dude's funny, and I'm excited to have him on. He's in the film I directed. Who the fuck is that guy? The Fabulous Journey of Michael Alago. He's the owner of Side One Dummy Records. He is a comedian. He was the front man for the band Wax and 22 Jacks. I'm talking about Joe Sib. He will be on the show Wednesday, April 6th. So excited about that. And I think let's just go. You know what else? I'll save the other one for later. Hey, if you're watching the show and you would like to contribute or support this show, there's a Patreon page. A Patreon is our community within the community. Put up special content. We do the walking tour. It is our community within the community. Please support this show. You can enable me to do this. And I appreciate everybody that does. There's also a PayPal address there, stone4124@aol.com. But please join Patreon and for a little as $2. So, don't be a Hatreon, join Patreon. I shouted out Craig Holloway for the plaque. Thank you so much. Even though I look a little goofy in it, I'm like, do I really look that goofy when I do this show? Hey, I know I'm goofy sometimes. You know what? How about where's that? Yeah, you know what I got to show you? You got to check this out. Couple shows coming up at the Bowery Electric. Next one up is March 20th with 24/7 Spies and Ache, Iconicide, Neighborhood Shit, and Surreal Poets. After that, on Sunday, April 3rd, get a load of this flyer. This got sent to me this morning by the great flyer artist Gary Gilmore. Did this, and hold on, let me clear the deck here. Hold on. I'm struggling. Here we go. Get a load of this. Rampage Fest 3. Look at that flyer, huh? Original artwork by Gary Gilmore of Wrong Way Flyers. Fahrenheit 451, Rebelmatic. We are doing a High and the Mighty reunion. Band that I was in before Antidote. We're doing a reunion. Zum, Tristan. It's going to be great. Maafa is playing with special guest Saab Gray from Iron Cross. Ape is playing. Scum City, Bride Riot, and Fright. This is going to be a great show. It's free. It's down on the Bowery. If it's free, it's for me. Who else I got? I want to shout out a couple of my patrons. Mick Lambro, Rob, Mick Slattery, Gabriel Nodet, and the Barefoot Mailman out there in Jersey. Thank you all. Please support the show. There's also a super chat. If you have a question for Doro, there's a super chat. It's a couple bucks. It comes in color. You come right to the front of the line because I can't miss it. Sometimes some of the questions I miss. Also, subscribe to, if you're on Instagram right now, pick up your communication device and follow me on Instagram at Stone Films NYC. I know you have one of these things. Don't lie to me. I know you have one. As a matter of fact, pick up your booger-eating kid's phone and have your kid subscribe to me, follow me too while you're at it, all right? So there you go. I think there's a merch line. I think I've said enough. Enough of me talking about me. Let me clear the deck. Let's bring back on our guests. Let me get rid of all this stuff. Let me get rid of all this crapola, this chazarai, as my grandparents used to say in Yiddish. Stop with the chazarai. Let's bring on our guest, Doro Pesch.
Hey again.
Hey, and let's bring on Mr. Sid the Kid. Hey, Sid.
Yo, what's up, Drew? What's going on?
Yo, what's up?
Yo. Good evening, Dora. How's it out there in Germany, in the fatherland?
Yeah. Oh, fatherland has good festivals. Oh.
The best.
Mr. Sauerbraten, damn it.
The best.
You need to go to Wacken. Wacken is our
I've never been to Wacken.
Drew, it's the best. It's the best.
Yeah.
Almost 90,000 people. All great bands. All the New York hardcore bands played there.
Yeah, I know. Well, wait a second. There's that great. Where's that picture? Wait, there's that great picture. Where is that?
With Hoya and Matt.
Yeah, where is that? Hold on. I gotta
that was
find
backstage
that.
and.
Oh man, I gotta find that picture. Hold on. Where is that?
Hold your horses, kids.
Hold your horses. I gotta find this picture. Hold your horse. This is such a great picture. Where is it? I think it's called. Here you go. This is called. The way I have this. This is New York Hardcore and Doro. Right here we go. New York Hardcore and Doro. Boom. There you go. Is this Wacken?
Yes, that's Wacken. That's backstage and Stigma and Hoya and all these great guys. And it was Wacken. And I don't know which year, but Wacken is always like that. And everybody has the best time, it doesn't matter if it's like traditional metal or whatever, hardcore or symphonic metal or everything. Everybody. Having the best
that's the big one,
Yes.
That is the big one. Now let me hold on.
Oh, Drew, before you pull that up, remember I had to remind you the ticker.
All right,
the
relax.
Ticker in my banner. Hey, you always wanted me to remind you, so I'm
You're
doing it
gonna get yours. You're gonna get yours.
That's what they all say, Drew. That's what they all say.
Driving by, waving my fist, making them mad when I'm going like this. You're gonna get yours. All right, here we go. Sid the Kid, album of the week, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Here we go. Boom.
Oh.
Boom. All right, Sid. Sid, you're on. Take the floor.
Hey, don't forget my ticker, Drew. I'm waiting for it because I'm looking down there. But anyway, guys, look, today is quite a day, to have a guest such as Doro on. So, what better record to talk about today than this one right here? This is the first live album that Judas Priest has done, and which is entitled Unleashed in the East, which was recorded, I believe, in February of 1979. It was actually 2 shows they did for this. I believe it was recorded in well, both were in Tokyo. These two shows, I believe, at the Sun Plaza, Nakano Sun Plaza, and Kosi Nekin Hall, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Both these shows were in February of '79. This was released, I believe, in September 17th of the same year by Columbia. Was produced by Tan Alam, who did a bunch of Judas Priest stuff for, I believe, 10 years after this release, and the band themselves. This photo itself was taken by Finn Costello. Now, again, as I said before, this was recorded over 2 nights during their Hellbent for Leather tour. And upon release, this was actually their top-selling record at the point. Was reached the top US 100 and the UK top 10. Eventually, got platinum certification years later. There's not really much to say specifically about Judas Priest unless you fucking know this band. Just the sonic 2 guitar attack is what makes this band so iconic. Next to Rob's vocals, which I will say, and I will bring this up. This was something that me and Drew talked about in the pre-show, that it's live and it's probably not, because even Rob Halford said in later interviews that the vocals were specifically shit, that he went to the studio himself to re-record the vocals. I mean, the band is live, the vocals are not. And that was always been a point of contention for years. But overall, the record is absolutely solid. And for Priest's first live album, and you got to remember when their following record came out, with Breaking the Law, Living After Midnight, a lot of people within general metal knew about the band but didn't really know. But this record put them on the map.
Stand back for Exciter!
And even I listened. This is honestly, between everybody here, this is the first time I've even listened to this record, and it's like just the intro alone goes into it, and it just pops.
All right, are you done?
I'm waiting for you, dude.
Well,
It's awesome.
Doro, is this a record that resonates with you?
Oh, yes. And Green Manalishi, I loved. And yes, of course, I was a big Priest fan. And actually, my first concert I've seen in 1980 was Whitesnake. And the second concert was Judas Priest. And I was driving and of course we came late because I had to pick up everybody. And then we went into the concert, and I told my guitar player at the time, I said, "That's unbelievable. I've never seen anything better." And he said, "That's just the support band." And I thought, what? What is it? Who is it? It was Accept. And Accept were a support band of Judas Priest at the time. And Accept were mind-blowing. And then the headliner was Judas Priest, and it was like amazing. But Accept, that was like, I didn't even know that they came from Germany. But yeah, and it was my second show. And I tell you, man, these times were great, and I could learn from the best. I'm ever grateful for that.
I gotta say that I love this record. To me, this is up there with, this is one of the greatest live records ever done. Now, I know it's always, a lot of live records aren't that live. I don't care how you want to spin this record. It's a live record. Unleashed in the East, Deep Purple Made in Japan, Leonard Skinner, One More from the Road. These, Hot Tuna, Double Dose. And
you have to throw that one in, Drew.
I had to throw that in, but those are the great. Deep Purple Made in Japan is a great live record. But I love this record. When I told you I want to do this record, Sid, I listened to this morning. Man, this record's unbelievable. Rob Halford singing on this record is unbelievable.
Les Binks, who was the drummer at the time, this was his last record with the band.
Right. He was out after that. Right.
Came out.
But Diamonds and Rust, as you could see here, Diamonds and Rust was written by Joan Baez.
Yeah,
was a folk song, and it's just a testament to the deep folk roots of Deep Purple, of Judas Priest early on. Like, their big influences were like folk acts early on. Like, when you hear the first Judas Priest record, it's a little folky, but this record is so badass, man. Victim and Changes, Diamonds and Rust, like Green Mahalishi, which is a Fleetwood Mac song. I can't say I can't. This is a quintessential. Oh, the other live record it would be.
It would be a lot.
Kiss Alive 2.
Kiss Alive too.
Yeah.
My God. Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
What's that, Sid? What do you say, Sid?
Oh, no, I was, but I say, Drew, you know, today another record came out.
Yes.
I mean, not exactly the hallmark of it, but if it wasn't for this record, other bands wouldn't call it the genre that it is today.
Yep.
That record.
What's that? 52 years ago?
52 years ago today, February 13th, 1970, this came out.
T-shirt on.
Yeah. 52 years ago. Yeah, this one set it off, right?
I mean, there's always going to be an argument or a debate on any kind of genre of music, but even this specific record, this record itself, you know, heavy metal, you know, from then on just got coined after this record came out, and it just rolled on, you know, like decades later when we're still calling it the genre that it is today.
Shouting out Big Joe Sixpack NY, The Who live at Leeds. Okay, not mad at you, Big Joe. That's a great record. Here we go with the barrage of great live records. Yeah, absolutely. That is the heavy metal foundation right there. But you know what's interesting is you see this is like one of those record covers that you see on Instagram. People go to that spot and take that picture, like standing.
I was supposed to, Drew. When I was sick, I was supposed to go there myself. But when I go back next time, I'm definitely getting that damn photo.
they cleaned it up. They cleaned it up a bit. It's the area it's cleaned up a bit. But all right, Sid.
Photoshop, you can make it a little dirty.
All right, Sid. Tell us. Okay, here's your. Here, you're on. Go ahead.
All right, guys. I'm gonna make this short and sweet again. If you all know, like my radio show's coming up this Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or New York City time. I've been throwing out some new material. You know, a lot of the stuff that Drew doesn't like, I purposely play it because he hates it. That's why I do it. But no, again, you know, just check out mixlr.com/SDK sound system. I archive all my shows. Whatever you miss, you can go back and listen to that. I got a ton of stuff lined up for the next 4 or 5 months, and bringing back some special guests too. That, you know, just like how Drew works hard, I'm just doing, if not working harder, to get them on the show, and like just little surprises here and there.
Thanks.
How are you, Drew? Oh,
thanks.
I'm about to say, where'd you go, Drew? Like you just disappeared for a second.
No, listen. It's not just a job; it's an adventure, man. You know,
Exactly.
It's like not only am I interviewing, but I'm putting pictures up, and you know, I got a lot to do here. So thank you, Sid.
You got to keep lining it up, Drew. Line it up.
It's all lined up. I'll see you later, buddy.
All right, cheers, guys.
Good work. I told Sid today. I said, "You're doing this record, bro." With Doro, and now wait. Now here's the great picture that goes with it. Okay.
Good idea.
Yeah, I got the great picture that goes with it. Here we go. Boom. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Have you done a lot of work with him through the years, like touring and shows, and have you crossed paths with him a lot?
Yes, we played many festivals together. I think it might have been Sweden Rock, and we will play in Spain together this summer, and all over. Yeah, we're still great friends. I love him. He's such a sweetheart, and he's
they're
awesome.
they're still out there doing it, man. You know.
Yes, yeah.
You know what we got? You know what we have? We would be. Time would be misspent if we didn't talk about this guy right here and your relationship with this guy.
Oh, Lemmy. Yeah. I love him so much still. I miss him every day. And he was my best friend. I would say Lemmy and Dio, they were my best friends in the whole world, actually. And we played many festivals together. We did many songs in the studio together, many duets. The first one was Love Me Forever, a remake of Motorhead classic, and Alone Again. And the last one we did was It Still Hurts. It was on my
and you used to come out. I mean, you'd come out and sing Born to Raise Hell, right?
Yeah, Born to Raise Hell.
And there was another one too that I saw you.
Killed by death. Killed by death.
Killed by
In
death.
New York. Yeah. I
Killed by
surprised
death.
him.
Yeah.
And then Love Me Forever we did together at my anniversary concert. He came, and oh man, he was so awesome. And I told you I got this present.
Let's see that.
Oh man,
Explain what it is.
It came a couple of months ago, and it came in this thing, and Lemmy said that he wanted to have his close friends or family member. That's a bullet with there's this name engraved. I don't know if you've seen it, and there's Lemmy's ashes in there. And I tell you, it's like that's my most valuable possession. Yeah. Wow,
that's heavy.
That's heavy, you know.
That's heavy. That's heavy that he loved you that much, and his family. You know that's awesome.
I tell you, I almost died when I got it, and and I went to his funeral. I went to his funeral. There I met Gene Simmons like last time, and oh man, and everybody was there, but it was the saddest day. But they served whiskey, so everybody got totally drunk. And,
I will say this about Lemmy. He led a full life.
Oh yes. And he never slept. He would never sleep. I stayed over at his place, and then he never wanted to sleep. And then he said, "Hey Doro, let's just drive." And I said, "Where shall we drive to?" He said, "Just let's drive." And then he was singing and playing new CDs, and and then we were talking day and night, and he was very, very, very wise and very intelligent, and
he was a smart. He was big, very, very knowledgeable World War II history. Very smart history buff. Here, I put this up before, but here's a shot. I worked with him a couple of times. I interviewed him for the Nativity in Black Sabbath tribute record EPK we did, and I interviewed him, and that was amazing. But he was a very knowledgeable when it came historical. He loved history.
And when I stayed over, he was always reading, and then I got up, he was still reading, and it was always these books, and then it was I'm so sad, man.
He had a full life, man. He went out with his boots on, right? He till the end. He did it until the end, man. He was playing. I think he did his last show like a month before he went out. He did it till the end, man.
Yeah.
And they were great.
He did it.
Now here's another personality who plays heavy into your career. Tell us about this guy.
I was a big KISS fan growing up. I still am, and then I had the chance to introduce KISS at the Monsters of Rock festivals in Germany in 1988 or 89. And that was the first time that I met KISS and Gene Simmons. I love. And then 1 year later, I thought maybe I could cover a KISS song, or maybe we could do something together. So I called my manager, Alex Grove, in New York, and I said, "You think it's possible to get in touch with KISS?" He said, "Doro, just drop it. The guys don't have." I thought, okay, I just want to ask. So a couple of weeks later, the phone rang. It was my manager. He said, "Doro, get out of bed. Meet me at the Parker Meridian Hotel. It's like 58th Street, 57th Street.
Yes, of course.
And I said, what is it? He said, "Somebody is waiting for you." And I thought, who is it? Like a fan or family or whatever? And he said, "I won't tell you. Just, hurry, And I said, "Shall I take a shower?" He said, "No, just hurry, So I got there. Alex was waiting outside. And I said, "So, Alex, who is it?" He said, "Gene Simmons." And I said, "Gene Simmons, I didn't even take a shower. I didn't even put on, oh my God." I almost dropped dead. And I was so nervous. And I had to walk 3 times around the block because I was shaking. And then Alex said, "Are you ready now?" And I said, "Okay." And then we walked in, and Gene was sitting in the lobby. And then he said, "So, Doro, you want to do a new album? And what would you like? And what kind of songs and sounds?" And I thought, oh my God. And he was listening so close, which I wasn't used to that somebody would even listen. Usually it's like going in there, going out there. He was writing everything down. I thought, man, he's really like, concentrating on stuff. He said, "Let's try it. Nobody would know if it doesn't work out. Doesn't matter." And then we wrote songs together. He came to my apartment in the village. I lived on Perry Street that time. And
Perry
it was
Street.
so awesome. Yeah. And then sometimes he called me on the phone. He said, I'm here in the village. Where are you? I forgot the address. And I said, Gene is right around the corner. And, I still have the little tapes. And I was like, wow, Gene Simmons. So he came, to the apartment. And then we started writing. And then we recorded the whole album in LA. We moved from New York to LA in the Fortress studio where KISS recorded Hot in the Shade with Pat Reagan. And Tommy Sear, he was the co-producer, and he played many guitar solos, who's now in KISS. And it was
he was in Black and Blue.
Yes, in Black and Blue, and he was a dear friend of Gene.
Well, he's part of his team, right? He was part of his
and now playing with KISS for I don't know how many years now.
But,
it's
been a while.
But I tell you, every day I went into the studio, I was driving the car and my heart was pumping. I thought, man, I'm going to the studio, Gene Simmons. I could never get over it because when you're a big fan, it makes you nervous,
Is this photo from that recording session?
Yeah, that's in the Fortress studio in LA, and that's 89, 90. Oh, yeah, and then Gene, I was just doing some vocals, and then Gene said, hey, you got to see there's something on TV that might be interesting. I said, no, I'm just doing a killer vocal. I feel good. No, I think you should check it out. It's something in Germany. I thought, I don't care, whatever. And then he said, no, I think you should really come and watch it. And that was the day when the wall came down.
Ooh,
and we were both staring at the TV. It was a little TV. And then the wall came down. And I totally missed the whole thing because I was in America, in New York, then LA doing a record. When I'm in the studio, I'm only thinking of every song and word and lick.
And what studio is this again? What studio?
It was called Fortress Studio.
Fortress Studio.
Fortress Studio. And Pat Reagan, he was the engineer, super nice guy. And,
Pat's was their guy for a couple of years, right?
Yeah. He was cool. But every day, and then Gene said, okay, Doro, when you do your vocals, then just look at me, look at me, look me straight in the eye. And I said, no. He said, why not? I said, I don't know, you make me nervous. You make me nervous. He said, why? And I said, you don't understand. I just have to turn around, I have to be by myself.
Yeah.
And then, when you grow up and you meet your big idol, it's like, it always stays with you. And, it was awesome. And that was a show we did in the Czech Republic, I think Masters of Rock Festival.
Sure.
And we played together. We did War Machine, and Gene said, yeah, come off and sing some. And then,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, the demon.
No, that's loud. I want to hear it loud. No, War Machine is the other one that he sings. Yeah.
Yeah. And all these cool things. But
now I read that you said Gene Simmons, quote, was the best producer we ever had.
Yes. Yeah. Because all in all, like, it was a dream come true, meeting your idol, the demon. I mean, my God, I mean, he couldn't do, wrong. He was like, and he had great ideas. He was very, very organized. All the musicians were always in the studio, listening to his, stories and stuff. And he was very smart and, and he had a great, great feel for songs, for melodies. It was super. And I'm, like you can tell, I'm still a big fan. So
yeah, I mean, he's a heavyweight. I'd love to talk to him, man. He's great. Another New Yorker.
Another New Yorker. Yes, like all these guys. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that record that him and Tommy produced was the record called Doro, correct?
Yes. The one before was Force Majeure, which Joey produced, and it was actually a Warlock record, but we had to call it Doro, and this one was just called Doro. I wanted to call it Unholy Love, but then the record company, everybody said, yeah, just call it Doro. And back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, the record company, agency, manager, they had so much, they had so much clout, they had so much power. And when you were like a little artist, when you had 10 people, telling you have to do it, or you lose your deal, it was like mafia. Yeah, this one was the thing. I don't know if you guys remember. There was like in these That was
Oh
like
yeah,
the first time
what do
we
they
had
call that?
CD.
I think I don't know if that's a long box. I mean, the long box was but yeah, it was
Yeah.
sort of like a long box. Yeah.
Yeah, Drew. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never unpacked it. It's
Let's see the back. Let's see the back. Yeah.
that
Sure.
was the one. But yeah.
Were you happy? Were you happy with that record?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the first single was Unholy Love. And I always wanted to go to that place where Pink Floyd did this photo session where the guy is sticking out the feet, the Wish You Were Here. I always want to go there. And then we filmed the Unholy Love video at Mono Lake. And so yeah, it was unbelievable. It was exciting.
That's great.
Exciting.
That's great. I got to ask you about the True at Heart record that you recorded down in Nashville. Really, what an interesting project. Tell us about that a little bit.
Oh, yeah. At first, in my mind, I thought I want to go to England because, I was a big fan of the new wave of British heavy metal. So I thought, now England. So I went to England. It didn't work out. And then I had a couple of ideas. And the producer, it was supposed to be Tony Platt, who worked with AC/DC and stuff.
Yep.
We exchanged songs, but it didn't work out. But there was one line, it was just 5 seconds, and I thought, that's pretty cool. And I showed my manager, Alex, and I said, here, that sounds really good, really different. He said, Doro, I know where you can get the real thing. It's in Nashville. So we went to Nashville, and then Barry Beckett, he was the producer. He did Black and Blue and Etta James and Bob Dylan. He is not anymore alive, but he was awesome. And yeah, you know him.
Well, yeah, go on, because I got something to throw in here. But it's just incredible that Barry Beckett produced you down in Nashville. I mean, that must have been really interesting and exciting to just go to Nashville and spend time doing a record in Nashville. Is awesome.
And the bass player who was and Leland Sklar played on it. The great bass player with the long beard, Leland Sklar. My God, it was the best musicians. It was unbelievable.
Mike Lawler played keyboards on it.
Yes, my God,
Mike Lawler was in the Allman Brothers band.
Unbelievable. Yeah, he was awesome. And Eddie Bears, he was the drummer. He was a keyboarder, but he became a drummer. Unfucking believable. Like so great. And Dan Huff played guitar, and Michael.
Who puts that together? Does Barry Beckett, like when you say, okay, we're going to record a record, we want to do it in Nashville? Does Barry Beckett, the producer, did he arrange those musicians?
Yes, he did. And he let me write with everybody, so I really could learn the songwriting. Sure. It was awesome. So after 6 months, we had all the songs done. And then there was one person, he came up to Barry. He said, I want to write with Doro. I'm the last one. I didn't get a chance. I would like to have a chance. But the whole record was already written. So, and then Barry said, Doro, you got to meet this guy. We are all a family. You have to do it. Okay. And I met him. His name is Gary Scruggs. Great guy. And, and then we started writing songs. First song was called Fall For Me Again for the True at Heart album. Second song was Fortune Teller. Third song was Even Angels Cry. And then I went back to Barry. I said, hey, Barry, you know what? With Gary, I have so great chemistry. I don't like all the other songs. I only want to write with Gary. He said, no. He said, deal is done. All the other songwriters, they have a cut on the record. They took it to their publisher. It was big business. And I said, no, I want to write with Gary. And actually, we wrote for 16 years together. And Gary Scruggs and Dennis Morgan, who did many things for Rod Stewart. He was a great guy, too. I wrote with him as well in Nashville. Yeah, so the whole record is between Gary Scruggs and Dennis Morgan and a couple of other guys. And and then we tried to find the best musicians, and we did. And Barry, he was a great producer, and he was very, calm, and everybody respected him. He was an amazing piano player.
Here you go,
oh my God.
There he is.
Yeah, Leland Sklar, he played bass, and he was so nice.
If anyone out there doesn't know who this guy is, Leland Sklar, look him up on Wikipedia. It is mind-blowing how many records this, like, what this guy played on. Like, it is from, and I was just looking at it real quick.
Phil Collins and
mind-blowing. I mean, you just scroll and scroll and scroll. Roger McGuinn, Bette Midler, Anne Murray, Graham Nash, Aaron Neville, Wayne Newton, the Oak Ridge. He played a bunch of Oak Ridge boys, Mike Oldfield, Van Dyke, Dolly Parton, like, I mean, it goes Ray Charles, Cher, Rita Cool. I mean, it goes Diana. This guy, talk about studio legend, man. Huh.
Yes. And I tell you, there was the first time that I was like, in a room with like musicians who were like, were up that level. And I thought, wow, and Gary, the songwriter, and we had the best stuff. And yeah, man, it was like I had the time of my life.
Exciting,
it was
man.
not as metal or speed metal,
That's
but
right.
I think it had the greatest songs and very, very deep lyrics, like, like great. So, and we wrote 16 years together. I always went down to Nashville, and I love him.
So that was in you know what I'm doing here? I'm turning the valve on my New York radiator to cut to, you remember that, right?
Yes.
I'm turning the valve because it's getting hot.
Yeah, oh man, me too. Here's cold as hell, but you
remember the New York radiators, right?
Yes,
I got one of those in my pre-war apartment. So True to Heart was 1991, and I got to ask you, like, I know for and I could say hard rock, heavy metal, let's just say metal music. What sort of happened after that with the grunge coming in? That must have, I'm assuming, it really affected you.
Yes.
What were those times like, and how did you weather it?
I tell you, when I went down to Nashville in 1991, 92, I turned on the radio, and then suddenly you couldn't hear any metal songs anymore, and it was all grunge, and I thought, oh my God. But we had no idea that, metal would be like so, like, I mean, I guess the fans were still there, the diehard fans were still there, but the industry didn't support it anymore. So I did many more records. I went to New Jersey, to Toms River, working with Jack Pawnee, who was a great guy. Jack Pawnee, great guitar player, great producer. So I did a couple of records, Angels Never Die, Machine to Machine. They Love Me in Black record. We did it in New York. That's one of my favorite records. And it was in 98. And the records didn't get released in the States, even though we did them in America. Tough. Therefore, you don't get any festivals. You can't hop on tour anymore. It was like a domino effect. So it took about 10 years. And then I had always diehard fans and a diehard fan club.
And when you say diehard fans, I'm assuming you're really loyal, loving fan base in Germany, Sweden,
all over America, South America, Russia, all over. Yeah. And then in 98 we did this record in New York with Jimmy Harry and many other great guys. So this one was my favorite record. And then the record company said, okay, if you want to call it Love Me in Black, then you have to cut off all your hair and dye it black. And I said, no. I said, I want to stay the way I am. I'm not a fashion clown. Like in pop, you always have to change your look and stuff. And I said, no, I won't do it.
No, we will not have that.
No. And the result was they didn't release the record. I was heartbroken because I worked 3 years on it every day.
That's a cheap shot. That's a cheap fucking shot. It's like, you cut your hair, dye it black, and like do something totally different, or
They said, do it like more like, more calm, and like, like maybe you want to wear like a pullover, like a pulley. And I thought, no, I want to. And then they said, no more black leather.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. And so it was bad. And then the fan club guys, they were so mad that the record wasn't released officially. They had to buy the sinfully expensive imports. His name was Tony. And that was the first time I got my record deal. In 83, the fan club people did it. So not manager, not lawyers, the fan club. So in 98, Tony said, hey, Doro, can I help you with something? I would love you, to have the next records coming out here in America. So I said, Tony, do whatever you feel. And he said, do I need permission? I said, you just need permission, whatever you feel in your heart, just do it. Sure. So he sent out some demos I did. And then in New York, there was very nice, it was a Koch Records. Yeah, and there was a very nice guy, Dave Squilanti. He called, he said, Doro, I got your demos. Man, we're very interested. You want to stop by? And suddenly we had like 4 offers of like a new record deal. And I said, really? You guys don't seem to be in metal anymore. And I said, well, yes, we want to open a new metal department. So I went to Koch Records. It was right on Broadway. I met Dave
I remember,
Dulante. And then he said, you got a deal if you want to. And then we recorded the Calling the Wild album. And that was the time when I did my first duet with Lemmy. There are 2 duets on this album with Lemmy. And it was a great album. And then I felt, yeah, it's picking up again. And then I did a nice radio show, like an interview promoting the record. And the lady, it was KNAC, and she said, Doro, do you have any plans going on tour, or what do you want to do? I said, yeah, maybe a club tour, or maybe opening up for somebody. And she said, what would be like your dream band to open up for? And I said, Ronnie James Dio would be awesome. She said, no way. Ronnie is calling here in 2 hours. I have another interview with him. Shall I mention it to him? And I said, okay, why not? So to make a long story short, 2 months later, we were on tour together. And it was my first long America tour again. It was in 2000. It was September, October, November, December. And it was awesome. And we became great friends. We toured before in 87, but we didn't have so much contact. And there in 2000, we went to eat and had dinner and talking. And then he always got me on stage when he did the encores. He said, let's do it together. I said, oh no, I don't know all the lyrics. He said, it doesn't matter. Just do what you can. And he hugged me, put his arm around me, and we were, belting it out. And I was in 2000. And then I felt heavy metal is coming back. And ever since, all the records got released again. And yeah, there was this great tour. Oh my God.
Ronnie James Dio was a beloved figure. People really loved him, man. He was a beloved figure,
Yeah, a heart of gold, and what a great singer and performer. And he loved the fans, and I learned so much from him. And he was always standing in front of the tour bus in the rain, in the snow, giving everybody a hug or photo or signature. And the tour manager said, hey, Ronnie, you get sick. Oh, it doesn't matter. The fans. And I thought, that's the way to do it.
That's awesome. And it's interesting because, when I had Scotty from Anthrax on the show and who else? I think Dave Ellefson from Megadeth, we talked about the same kind of thing, how, they hung in there and their loyal fans sort of it was tough times. There was a tough period, but they had loyal fans, and there were still places, in Europe where they would go, and they had great audiences, and they just weathered through it. And we've talked about this many times. Art is cyclical in nature. The wave goes in and the wave goes out, and it comes back. And it
absolutely. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than expected. I thought 2 years would be okay, but it took 10 years. But it's okay. It's okay. Keeps your feet on the ground. So okay.
I like this shot here. You and one of your fellow countrymen, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I got the what was it? The Metal Goddess Legend Award in Las Vegas, and the Scorpions got, I think, the Lifetime Achievement Award, and we had a great time. There's Eddie Trunk. And,
I see it. Yeah, right.
We toured together too, and we're great friends. And actually,
and of course, who plays drums in the Scorpions now?
Yes, Mickey D.
Mickey,
awesome.
Cool.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't see them live yet, but I will. Yeah. And the Scorpions, they're much, much more respected outside of Germany. And when I came to America,
right?
everybody said, Doro, the Scorpions from Germany. And I thought, wow, they have they get so much more respect and stuff now in Germany as well. But in the beginning, like in America and all over the world, Russia, everybody loved the Scorpions. And, sometimes in your home country, you don't mean so much. So, you just have to.
Yeah, you have to get, like Jimi Hendrix went to, England and broke big there. You got to get out of.
When you come back, then everybody loves you and everybody's proud of you.
Right. we didn't support you when you were here, but now that you're a big international star, we love you.
Yeah, we always knew it. Yes, I know.
Right.
These games,
Yeah. Before I take my last break, I just want to do another photo. Is this Is this what I think it is? Is this a wolf? Is that a wolf or is that a husky?
I think it's a husky. It's a husky.
Okay.
Yeah. I did a couple of movies, and it's called Anuk, The Path of the Warrior, and there are three episodes, and it's a husky. It was supposed to be a wolf, but it's a husky and lovely dog. Yeah.
Now, is that what this is? Is this the same thing you were shooting?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
What,
yeah.
Explain what this is.
It's actually it's like a kind of adventure thing. I play a little warrior, and I find this guy. He's like wounded, and then we kind of like fight the world, fight the good fight. And I almost died like filming that movie. Oh my god, it was so dangerous. But I think Luke Gasser is his name. But I think he loves it dangerous. So it was no stunt people. I think.
Did you enjoy acting? Do you enjoy
yes, but I almost died. But I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Almost. Did you get sick? Did you almost get hurt? What happened?
Oh, many times. Yeah, the first day I went up in the mountains, and I'm living in the city, so I'm not used to it. So I almost threw up. Like he was driving like mad, up the hill, like up the mountain. In Switzerland, they have high mountains. That's beautiful.
Can you ride a horse bareback?
Actually, a little bit. I did it in the FEMA video.
No thanks. That's very.
Yeah, but I'm not so good at it. So
it's hard. That's a very hard thing to do.
It is. But that was
Ali says Ali says that's a halflinger. I guess.
Yes, I think, and they're very, they have very good characters. So
yeah.
But
right.
Yeah. First day, so we were driving up the mountain. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning. I just went to bed at 3. So and he was driving like mad. These mountain people, they are like, wow, crazy. So I said, Luke, I'm throwing up. I have to take a break. He said, no, we have to get like the sunrise, and you're up. It's your first thing to shoot. So I was at the hill. I was sick as a dog. I said, Luke, give me 2 minutes. I have to just like lay down in your car that I don't throw up. I was green in the face. So he said, okay, I'm going. I said, can you schlep your things? I said, yeah. Not to worry. So I had so many things to carry, and it was not a big budget production. So, you have to do everything yourself. So I said, okay, I'm coming. So, and then, I felt a little bit better, just a little tiny bit. And then I grabbed all my stuff, and it was heavy. I had an axe, and I had all kinds of stuff, and, and then I asked this one guy, I said, hey, where's the movie set, And, I'm supposed to be the first one on, the sunrise. He said, well, you have to walk one time around the lake, then go downhill, and then in 1.5 hours you will arrive. And I said, no way. And it was like not a path. You had to go like, and I thought, oh God. So I got there. I was already late. It was freezing cold. The lake was frozen.
I get it. You almost died doing it.
Yeah. And then he said, okay, you think you can manage to go in this little boat? It was like one tree, a cut out tree. And he said, you think you can manage with you, and your 2 brothers? I had 2 brothers in the movie. And you guys have to go into the boat. And it was half frozen, half. And I said, yeah, I can try. And so I went into the boat, of course, we immediately landed in the lake, and I had so much heavy stuff on. It was all like this fake leather stuff, and a coat, and an axe, and then I drowned. And and I thought, oh my God, and then
wow,
thank God, some people, they checked it, they got it, and then they got me out, and I was dripping wet, cold,
dangerous,
dangerous. And then Luke said, so you want to go home? I said, no, I'm good, let's do it. And then we did this.
Where was this shot? Where was that?
In Switzerland. In Switzerland, up the mountains. Yeah, somewhere up. In this lake. Right. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. And I knew I was in for something really adventurous. And now
some film shoots, like when we used to do the music videos back in the day, they were adventures, man.
There was always fire, or people were almost burning.
Crazy.
Yeah. And
All
that
right,
was fantastic.
let me do my last sponsor shout out, and we'll come back and we'll take questions from around the world. Okay.
Great.
All right. Come on now. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and we are honored to have our guest today, Miss Doro Pesch. What a great show it is. We are sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Chacho's Tacos, 126 Hardcore Clothing, and since 1992, Generation Records has been a mainstay of the New York metropolitan area music scene. Today, they offer a diverse selection of new and used rock, jazz, indie, hip-hop, punk, hardcore, metal, blues soundtrack, and reggae LPs, as well as t-shirts, posters, and other merchandise. They buy used record collections and music memorabilia and will pay you top dollar for them. House calls made for large collections in the tri-state area. Call or email generationrecords@gmail.com and follow them on Instagram and on Facebook. Last but not least, DTFM Vinyl Distro is a record store that specializes in underground music, punk, ska, hardcore, metal, and more. Located in the heart of Fargo, North Dakota's industrial district, shop in person or online at www.dtfmvinyldistro.com, where the motto is death to false metal. Want to mention a couple of quick things. Any questions you have for Doro, please post them up. It's post up time. If you want to do a super chat and contribute to the show, that question, I can't miss it. It'll come right up. Sunday, March 27th, we got one of the big bangers coming on the show. One of the hard thumpers. He just played the Bowery Electric on Sunday as part of the Back to the New York Hardcore Roots series. We're talking about Mr. Riggs Ross of Sub-Zero, formerly of Madball, Hatebreed, and Scarhead. Yeah, a monster of a drummer. Also, this is a cool show. Listen, we really loved doing the Charlie Benante Jaws show. So in the vein of that, we are doing, it is the New York Horror Chronicles Live, and we are bringing a real hardcore movie enthusiast. This guy, and also a very, very knowledgeable horror movie soundtrack enthusiast, Mr. Dave Niebuhr from Dog Eat Dog. This guy lives and breathes horror movie soundtracks. So this is going to be a cool show. Get it to a lot of the horror movies that we love, and really probably mostly, really talk about horror film soundtracks. And so that's going to be fun. This guy has a lot of passion for that. Once again, I want to thank Craig Holloway for the plaque. Thank you very much. Even though I'm a little goofy in it. Everyone's cool, Craig. And I'm like, it's okay. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I want to shout out my patrons one last time. If you're new to the party here and you'd like to support the show, Patreon. There's also a PayPal address there. Support the show, please. The only way we can continue to do the show is if you support it. That's the truth. Truth or dare. Truth or dare. Dare. Think I covered everything else. We're all good. Reach out to me. Follow me on the communication device. I think for the first time ever, I'm going to mention this twice in one show. Follow me on Instagram at Stone Films NYC. Trying to ramp up my Instagram game. So that said, post up your questions for Doro. We'll do a bunch of questions, and we'll keep it moving and grooving. I know a lot of you want to get to the Super Bowl. We'll do like 15, 20 minutes. Let's bring on my friend and yours from Dusseldorf, Germany, Miss Doro Pesch.
Hey.
Let's see what we have. Well, Ali says, would love to say thank you to Doro for being such a powerful message for women all over the world. We are metal.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you so much. Yeah, we are family. We are metal. That's so sweet. Thank you.
That's awesome. Let's see. Interesting. You know what? You know what I want. You know what I wanted to ask you. Just to, I read somewhere that in 2010 you celebrated your 2,500th show.
Yeah.
So that was 2010.
Yeah, I think now we played over 4,000 shows.
That is
So,
mind-boggling.
yeah, somebody
Yeah.
were counting. So I think now we are probably up, definitely 4,000 shows.
That is.
I always like to celebrate, the anniversaries or 2,500 show, and
Have you ever had problems with your voice?
No, never. I can sing 16 hours straight, even when I'm sick as a dog. Just pops out.
You have a gift. The Lord gave you a gift.
Oh,
seriously. My voice is giving me nothing but problems.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
but you know what? When I see the fans, then everything is all right. Before, I'm so sick. The tour manager, the road crew, everyone said, no show today, right? I said, no, we can do the show. I hop on stage, I see the fans, and then everything is okay. And afterwards, that's a different story. It's licking your wounds.
Do you do warm-ups, or do you just jump?
No.
You are unique, my dear. That is absolutely incredible.
I think Ronnie James Dio never warmed up his voice either. Wow. No, just like go on doing it.
It's amazing how some people. It's amazing how some people, especially when you're at these festivals, you see people la 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 la. There's some people they do an hour warm up and an hour warm. What do you call it? Warm down. And how some people
really warm down.
Okay. Unbelievable. Here's from Tim. Well, thank you, Tim, for the super chat and contributing to the show. Possibly the most energetic guest ever. And that is saying something. Thanks a million.
Tim, thank you so much. You guys are so awesome. It was so great. It's so great to be on your show, Drew. Thank you so much for having me. And
I'm loving it. It's
shout
great.
out to all the New York hardcore people and New York hardcore bands. And I love you guys and everybody. And it's awesome.
Here's one from this is our good friend Lori Dawn and Women in the Pit. And she says, longtime fan of Doro since I met her at Agents of Fortune Records on Long Island, maybe 1986. She used to work there. So I guess maybe you did an in-store in 1986 or something.
Yeah, that was probably my 3-day promotion tour on the True Steel album. And then I stayed. And
wow.
and I couldn't speak English at all. I was just like, oh my God. But metalheads, they know, Yeah. You can just
Great photo here. This is like you're doing it big here, huh?
Yes, that was the anniversary show in Wacken. Yeah, 30 years strong and proud. Yeah, I have it right here. Yeah, 30 years anniversary show, and many guests, and so many people came up, and
This looks like a big production.
Yeah, it was like it was great, and they have the best pyrotechnics. Of course, it costs money, like the pyrotechnics. And then last time I played in Wacken, one day before was Rammstein playing, and they have the best pyrotechnics in the whole fucking world. I think it's $500,000 or something. And then we had our anniversary one day later. I thought, how can I even do something what people get excited or love? And then we just played, and I put like my best smile on and best songs, and we had some pyrotechnics, like you can see, and it was, I think, just as great. The show was great, and
that's Hoya from Madball says Doro will always have a key to New York hardcore.
Oh my God!
The New York hardcore guys love you.
And I love you guys. Hoya, thank you so much.
Awesome. And Lori says, yes, she could hardly speak English, but was very cool and nice.
But now I can, and I can understand everybody now. That's the best part,
Here's an interesting one from our friend Damien. What was it about hard rock, heavy metal that attracted Doro to that type of music as a youth and maintained her passion for it through the years?
I think the same like with hardcore. It is something real, it is real. It's powerful. It's a lot of emotion. It's honest. You can say whatever you want. You know, I never wanted to be commercial or getting songs on the radio played necessarily. Yeah, you just do what you feel, you know, and you're real, and you know, and you do what you love, and you do what you feel is important. Back then, I had always like, you know, like dark and evil lyrics. That changed over the years. Now I want to make people really, you know, empower them, give them power, and and make them happy, you know, like, and it's not anymore so dark or destructive. But when I was a teenager, it was all about, you know, the Metallica album "Kill 'Em All." That was our motto. But now, you know, I want to do good things, you know. Like there's enough evil in the world, so I want to, you know, with the music and the lyrics, I want to give out some good energy, you know, make people really feel something good, you know.
Absolutely. I know this photo is from Wacken.
Yeah.
Petra asks, are you going to play this year, Wacken?
I think next year. And this year, man, everything is still a little bit up in the air, you know, with the coronavirus. But next year, I think we will, but not this year,
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it real. Yeah, you guys keep it real. You guys keep me going.
Here's not to digress, but Lisa, did she witness a lot of violence between punks and metalheads back in the day?
When I told you about the first show in 1984, and metalheads and punks, they didn't get along. And then later on, a few years later, we all were hanging out in the same clubs, in the same pubs, and smoking cigarettes, drinking, and, you know, becoming friends. And then, you know, but in the beginning, there was, it was a lot of tension, you know.
Did you see Iron Maiden early on with Paul Di'Anno?
No, not with Paul Di'Anno.
This is a band that I like the first. I like the stuff that Paul Di'Anno did early on. To me, it was had a very punk ethic ethos to it, and yet it was metal. But I thought the early Iron Maiden stuff almost crossed between punk and metal. It was very close.
Awesome singer. No, unfortunately, I haven't seen him. No, no.
Yeah, let's see what else. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with this, but I'll wait. Hold on. No, that wait. Yeah. Doro was supposed to play with Baron Rojo in Madrid on their farewell show in Spain in December, but at the end did not. What did she think of them?
Yeah, I was a guest. I was supposed to sing with them, and Baron Rojo was one of the biggest bands in Spain. They are like
is that a person or a band?
It's a band. It's a band, a big band in Spain, and it was their goodbye concert, the last concert.
I see.
And in December, I was supposed to go there, and in December, so many people around me had the coronavirus. So, you know, like everybody, and I thought, oh my God, you know, it was crazy, and people dying and stuff. I had many friends and people dying. So I thought I can't go, and I wasn't sure if I even caught it because I felt sick. And I thought, man, I can't hop on the plane, and I can't risk it. Maybe give it to other people. It was really, December was so bad here in Europe. And I was so sorry that I didn't show up. And I'm so sorry, but I love the guys.
Ali says, we saw Doro at KK's Steel Mill in Wolverhampton. How does it feel to play the home of Judas Priest? Is that right? Priest is from Wolverhampton?
Yeah, I mean, KK Downing, it's his venue, I think.
Oh, that's his venue.
It's his venue, and he was there.
Oh, KK's Steel Mill, I get it.
Yeah, KK Downing, and he was there, and he was watching the show, and you know, and we, I always play "Breaking the Law." That's one of my favorite cover versions. We don't do much cover versions, but "Breaking the Law" is always in the set. And he was like, you know, he was all proud, and we had such a great times in '86. We're still friends, so it was awesome to be there, and awesome to play in England, and that we even got, I mean, because of England, I could go to America. You first had to prove yourself in England in the '80s, and then record company or agents, whatever, they said, oh, okay, let's give him a shot, and let's give that band a chance. But England was very important. And the journalists, oh man, they were sometimes ripping you apart, and you know, they can be really, really, like, you know, critical. So you had to absolutely, do your best to prove like you're worth it, that people, would spend time with you.
Sebastian asks, what does she think about the more extreme kinds of metal, like black metal?
Oh yeah,
That's a good question. That's a good question, actually.
I was a big fan of Venom. That was my first album I got. It was my birthday, and I went into my rehearsal room. It was all dark, and then the drummer had 2 records. It was Ozzy Osbourne, it was Venom. I was a big Venom fan. I like all kinds of metal. I like extreme metal. I like Creator and Arch Enemy. And I like the traditional metal, of course. I like the new wave of British heavy metal, like Saxon, and and I love Whitesnake Dio. And I'm on a Mars. I'm a big fan of the Scandinavian metal scene. I think they have great bands. Yeah, so I like it all. I'm not, to me, heavy metal was always freedom, whatever. I like hardcore, I like Madball and, the Chromax and, and Agnostic Front. And
you're a lover of heavy and hard music.
Yes, absolutely. It doesn't have to be, one genre, I'm, whatever's good, I love,
We are fans of music. Michael says, saw you just before COVID on the 7th of March, 2020 in Dusseldorf. Great show together with Saxon on stage.
Yes. Oh, I'm a big Saxon fan. I think Biff's such a great frontman. I learned so much from him. And we were on tour many times.
Is that right? Is that a band you play? You've sort of played with many times?
Yes, many times, many tours, usually England, and in England they are God. So, and they came to my anniversary concerts. We did like the 20th, 25th, 30th, 35th. And Biff is a great friend and great band. And I love all these old school metal records like Denim and Leather and Strong Arm of the Law. And I mean, great songs. So
that's old school metal.
Old school metal, totally, but awesome. And that was actually my last real show, in 2020. And then we had the tour lined up in America, actually 2 tours, and one in Europe, another one in South America, and then it got all canceled or postponed. So that was the last concert, like the normal concert. One day later, they said they would cut it down to, I think, 500 people, and then the whole shit started.
The whole shit hit the fan.
It was a great show.
Doing my homework, I came across. I did not know that this existed, and I apologize. Having worked with Typo Negative, I produced the Black #1 video, and I got a gold record for that, which was very kind of them. The duet that you do with Pete Steele, Descent. Wow, I didn't know that existed. And what record is that from? Where can that be found? I had trouble finding it.
The record is called Fight. Just Fight. It has a nice cover, like a painting. I'm sitting there with an eagle. It's awesome. It's awesome. And Pete, he was the tallest person I've ever met. And I'm pretty small, and I looked up, I felt like his 10-year-old daughter. But he was so nice, and we were driving, through Brooklyn. He had this car. I think it was kind of a Jeep. I think he.
Oh, I know. Oh, his car, it was like Road Warrior, like Mad Max.
Totally. And he cussed everybody out. Everybody had to get off the street. It was awesome. Then we went to dinner a couple of times, and it was the sweetest guy. And then we did the song Descent. Yeah, it's on the Fight record. Came out in 2003.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, Darren, here you go. I'll give this one more shot. Has Doro ever met Tommy Vance? I don't know who Tommy Vance is.
Yeah, who is that?
I guess not. We don't know.
I did.
We don't. Yeah, Pete's car was legendary.
Is it a DJ maybe? Tommy Vance?
I don't know. Hey, Darren, who is Tommy Vance? I guess not. Who is Tommy Vance, and why is he so
very familiar?
Very important. Can I hear our friend? Can I hear her say my name, Vinny the Fat Bastard, or just Vinny, please?
Okay, Vinny, if you want to, Vinny the Fat Bastard.
Vinny's a real lover of metal. He's an old rock DJ, radio DJ on BBC Radio 1.
Yes.
Radio 1 rock DJ.
Him.
Okay.
Yes, I know him, and I'm sorry that it took me a little minute, but yes, I know.
Yep. That's a good one. Hey, you know what? I know Chip is being funny here, but he mentions Nina Hagen. Nina Hagen, is that somebody that ever came across your radar screen, even growing up as a singer or anything?
Yeah, actually, my manager, Alex Grobe, he was the manager of Nina Hagen. And, and she is a free spirit, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, she's wild. And then one time I was on a promotion tour or on a tour with Alex somewhere in America. And then he got a phone call. He was in a good mood, you know. And then he got a phone call and then his face dropped. He got all pale. And I said, Alex, what is it? He said, well, I got the biggest TV show for Nina Hagen. I had to work 6 months that she could get on this show. It was a big show, like, you know, Veganism, whatever, in Germany. And, you know, she just had a new record coming out. So, and she got this TV show. And then she called Alex. She said, my tummy is not so good. You know, my tummy hurts. I can't do the show. And Alex was fuming. And I said, okay. So, but I know she's great. She's a great singer.
I don't think she performs anymore. I think it's been a very long time.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I know that she came to New York as well, and she was rehearsing in SIR, and she had like some musicians I knew as well. So because of Alex, I think, and but she's.
I saw her play. Maybe one of the first times she was in New York. I saw her play at the Ritz here in New York, and I was just dumbfounded. I was like, what is this? I was just, it was
out of this world, no?
It really was at the time. It was, because this was it was early 80s. There was no she was a trailblazer, you know, a real trailblazer. Yeah. So there you go. Well, you know, thank you so much. I mean, let's. I just want to say it was great, and I really enjoyed. Personally, it was a real honor to have you. I really enjoyed it. I knew we were going to have some fun and have some laughs, and it was good.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Anybody you want to shout out or thank?
Oh, I want to say.
Oh wait, hold on a second. Hold on, you got something to say? What's up?
Yes, of course. I wanted to say how amazing and enthusiastic you've been. It's been such a great episode.
Oh, good. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. I'm so glad. And I want to say hi to all the New York people. I love New York. And stay safe, stay healthy, you know, keep on rocking. All the musicians, I miss you. I love you. And, you know, and all the best. And, you know,
you really have, this has been so much fun. And it's so great when you talk to someone who's as excited as everybody else is to see you, you know, and you really are, you know, just a metal legend, and just somebody that this has been just an honor, you know.
Oh, Stephen, the honor is mine. I was so glad to meet you guys, to be on the show, and, you know, all the best people. That's what I live for, you know, for good people and to connect. Oh, that's awesome. And thank you so much, you know.
Everything okay with the goats, bro?
Yeah, the goats. Everyone's going inside. It's so beautiful out, though. I really didn't want to go back in.
Wow, man.
You
know, thank you, Stephen.
It really is. Thank you. See you guys. Take care. Hopefully we'll see you soon,
Stephen. Okay.
See you soon.
The goats. So yeah, I was saying, I guess you kind of did it. Anybody else you want to thank? And you know what? Also, I want to mention also that Triumph and Agony Live is out now. It's it's on vinyl. It's on you get vinyl, a cassette.
A big cardboard. It's like, you know, that's that thing, you know. And it's like it's the whole old school stuff, you know. And you know, and I want to definitely see you guys live. Yeah, we will play the M3 Festival, Drew. I want to tell you, M3 Festival on the 6th of May. Yeah, 6th of May, M3 Festival. It's in Merriweather.
In Merriweather?
Merriweather, yeah. M3 Festival. It's one of the biggest metal festivals. It's great. It's great.
What country is that?
Yeah, in America.
Oh, in Maryland. In Maryland here.
No, Merriweather, right? Merriweather.
What's Merriweather? Where's Merriweather?
Yeah,
Come on.
that I don't know. I think
What's-
maybe, is it Pennsylvania, close to Pennsylvania,
Hold on,
Philadelphia?
is it Merriweather Post Pavilion? Hold on a second.
And it's called
Where's
N3.
Where's Merriweather? What are we talking about? One of my people look it up. You know, yeah. Front cover-
Maryland, Maryland,
Maryland,
Maryland.
Maryland. You Germans, Maryland.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry,
Yes,
sorry for
Maryland.
the accent. I know it's
Yes, maybe. Oh, yeah, Merriweather Potts Pavilion. Yes, got
that's
it.
That's it. And 6th of May we are playing there. I'm so excited. And then we play some other festivals, but it's not confirmed yet, so I can't tell you. But it's Atlantic City area in June. But yeah, and then hopefully a tour soon, and many festivals in Europe. The Hellfest in France. That's awesome. And
You must be excited. You're gonna, because I gotta say, it feels like this thing is finally turning a corner, and musicians like yourself are finally gonna be able to get out there and do what you love doing.
Yeah, and the fans and stuff, and I think it's I'm super excited and super ready. But that was good doing all these other different gigs. You can stay in shape, and it's good. It's good. And meanwhile, I'm doing a new record, so I have some time to go into the studio at night. But May is like when we play live again, and yeah.
Got it. As I say goodbye, I want to put up my favorite photo again. This photo touches my heart. It does. The World Trade Center back there. I was here when it happened. I saw the whole thing happen. I was right there. So whenever I see a photo like this, it really speaks to me. So I want to thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. And
I wish you all the best in your endeavors.
Yes, thank you so much. And hi to all my friends and Joey Ballon and Lance and Cooch and everybody who supported me all these years. It was great to talk about you guys too, and Tommy Bowen, my guitar player, and everybody. I see you soon, and thanks a million, Drew.
The pleasure's all mine. You're welcome back anytime. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Hey, go get some sleep, huh?
Yeah, no problem. I'm now so pumped up, I have to do some exercise or something,
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Whoo-wee. Oof. Wow. That was great. That was really great, God damn, I'm lucky. I get to do something I love doing. And thank you so much, everybody. Gajewski, it was great. And everybody, Volt and JoJo, everybody that hung in, and what a great show. I know, right, Lori? Wow, she was just, that was so awesome, man. That was that. I'm inspired. Artists like that inspire me, I'm inspired. I want to do good things. And, I know if I do good things, they'll come to me. And that's an inspiring artist right there, Yes. Paul says, most excited person on the planet in a good way. Doro was sweet. Yeah, I know. Astoria Lou, man. Thanks for chiming in, Lou. Appreciate it, buddy. And Vincent, you got it, you fat bastard, huh? There you go, All right. Yes, infectious enthusiasm. It's fantastic. Energy level 100. Yes, Marla. Absolutely. RS 70, brother. Yes. Yep. There you go. Well, I'll see everybody a week from today. There'll be a Patreon show on Wednesday. I think I'll do it from Arnie's. Maybe we'll get Arnie on. Scott Helland, Army of One, brother. There you go. Chris Contos. Yeah, you missed the party, bro. Chris Contos from from Machine Head, and where you missed the party, bro. What are you doing, man? Come on, Contos. Go back and watch it, Chris. It was a really great show. Sometimes I got a good feeling. I'm like, I know it's gonna be a great show. Yeah, Vincent, I am going to Chiller this year. I'm going to Chiller. Yeah, I saw they just announced some of the guests. If I'm in town and I can go, I will go. Absolutely. Hey, Brian, hope you're well. Hey, Jan. Yes. Oh, you were listening while you were driving your cab. Well, I hope I brought some joy. I hope Doro and I brought some joy to the world. And the boneless ones, Chris Contos. Yes, of course. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Let's just hope for a great game. If that's your thing. Jojo, thank you so much. Say hi to Jonathan for me. Thank you very much. Your customers had to listen too. When you listen to my show in the cab, is it like, do you glance at it and see what's going on, like when I put up a picture, or are you literally just listening to it? Or can you at a red light, can you peek and see what's going on? Can you do that? So let me know about that. Yeah, Lori, I tuned in late, but I'm going to go back to watch from the start. Fuck the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Doro for next year's halftime show. Yep. Oh, a little bit of everything. Okay. Yep. There you go. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. We'll see you on Sunday. Mike from Mad Ball's on the show. I can't thank you enough. I'm a very fortunate person. And I'm really grateful that you give me the opportunity to do something I love. Until then, do good things, and good things will come to you.